Brooks Corey, parent here at the Collins Perley Sports Center. Homecoming here for the BFA Bobwhites as they play host to CVU. So the CVU Redhawks won the coin toss. They elected to defer to the second half. Bobwhites will be sending out their kick return team here to start things off. Tremendous crowd here on hand at the Collins Perley, and just taking a look, cars still pulling into the parking area.
Yeah, cars have been, I showed up at 6 tonight and they were parking on the football practice fields here, so complex is definitely full here tonight. You know, we were just talking, remembering Ed Webley. He was a coach when I was a Steeler, but I'll never forget he came and talked to us, and a poem he gave all of us was a remake of everything I learned in kindergarten, but it was everything I need to know I learned in football. So I remember that poem from probably when I was in 5th grade.
Ed Webley, the head BFA football coach, serving between the tenures of Dave Peterson and Jeff Murray. Actually, my first game broadcasting for, at that time, 1420 WRSA back in 1999. Ed was the head coach, and BFA played here at home against Rutland. BFA was Division II at that time, and actually came away with a big upset win in that first game. And I remember talking to Ed, who was, as you can imagine, pretty excited afterwards. And we are underway. A high end over end kick here to the near side. Dakota Seneca will watch it go out of bounds. Smart play. Flag will fly.
Very smart play. A lot of players sometimes get excited seeing the ball come down the field and pick it up right before it heads out of bounds, but this penalty will put the ball at the 40-yard line for the Bobwhites, giving them good starting field position.
I believe actually 35
high school, yeah. The NFL, it's 40, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, so BFA offense on the field. You see Cole Montaigne, quarterback, heading into the huddle here for the Bobwhites. It's going to be 1st and 10. Again, ball spotted at the 35 as we look to get underway against 2, 3, and 1 teams.
And Montaigne's had a good season so far this year for the Bobwhites. Similar offense we see out of Jeff Murray, but a different formation. It's one of the beauties. He likes to run a similar offense, but show different looks.
Pass here and fires it here to the near side to Colby Williams. Williams turns ahead, and he's going to be close to a BFA first down.
Yeah, it looks like he just got it there, and that's a good way to start out. You know, Bobwhites sometimes start with a run up the middle, so Jeff Murray coming out and taking this excitement of these players and starting down the field.
Yeah, Bobwhites certainly known traditionally as a run-first team, but decide to go to the air for the first play, and Williams able to pick up 10 yards and the first down. Ball spotted on the 46 against shotgun formation here for Montaigne. That's DeRochier flanking him, who will take the handoff over on the far side, turn the corner, and makes a 1, maybe 2-yard pickup on the play.
That was a good play there by CVU. You know, sometimes containing that edge is so important. You know, the Bobwhites trying to get, you know, to the edge in high school football. One of the important things, you know, on defense is really keeping the ball inside the middle of the field. Once you break contain, you know, that's when you see those big runs reeled off.
Credit DeRochier, 2 yards on that carry. He's going to set up a 2nd and 8. Colby Williams splits out wide here to the near side. It's looking like Dakota Rye, slot man here near side. We've got movement by the defense. Bobwhite offense clapping in, Corey. We may have our first penalty against the game against the CVU defense.
Yeah, and the energy is so high for both teams here. You know, every team's excited for their homecoming, and I can remember in my days, you're always excited to go play another team's homecoming because you want to do nothing more as a visiting team than to ruin it. And so a hard count there for the Bobwhites, you know, gains them 5 yards.
5 free yards, sets up a more manageable 2nd and a long 3. Ball now in CVU territory at the Redhawks 48-yard line. Again, they'll come out same formation. Williams split out wide here to the near side. Dakota Rye, slot man. Montaigne takes the snap, pump fakes, now fires over the far side, and ball is incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 21, Justin Brown.
Yeah, that was a good read and throw right there for Montaigne. You know, Montaigne, it's fun to watch because he's getting more and more comfortable in the pocket too, you know, over the last few weeks. And there he pump faked and looked to the second read and hit him right on the numbers.
Brown not able to come down with it. Sets up a third. Again, called a long 3. Williams again splits out wide here. Shotgun formation once again. There's a quick snap. Sorry, he was under center. Handoff straight ahead. And it's going to be close to the first down mark.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be about a half a yard short here, Tate.
That was...
Got a good view here.
Seneca DeRocher on the carry. It's going to be 4th and inches at the CVU 45-yard line.
And they're kind of in a place where there's,
Bobwhites looking like they're going to go for it. So Cole Montaigne will be up under center. Traditional Delaware wing tee backfield here. Handoff straight ahead, and Seneca looks down the line, and he has it.
He does.
Great second effort.
Yeah, absolutely. He kept those legs moving. He was hit early. I was nervous he wasn't going to get past the pylons there, but he did, and first down Bobwhites. Good call by Jeff Murray and his team. Show some confidence in his offense early on to move the chains.
13 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 0-0 our score. Opening possession of the game. Ball spotted at the CVU 44-yard line. Williams splits out wide here to the near side. Under center is Montaigne, who keeps it, rolls here to the near side, bootlegging, lefts it high, deep, has a man open, and interfered.
Pass interference. Number 2 for CVU, Jake Brown, was all over, or Bowen, was all over the Bobwhite receiver there.
Kobe Williams was the intended receiver for BFA, and yeah, that was an easy call, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely, and that whole CVU defense was on Cole Montaigne, almost like a screen pass there, and had the deep man pretty open. He actually had 2 deep down
it was a nice ball. I mean, just a flick of the wrist, and again, Williams had his defensive back beat deep, and again, in high school football, that will be a 15-yard penalty, or should be.
And ultimately, not that you talk about good penalties, but maybe a good one for CVU, because that had touchdown written all over it.
Yeah. Not often you call getting a 15-yard penalty a good one, but on that play, I think you're right, Corey. Pass interference, the call. They mark off the 15 yards. Nose of the football will be at the Red Hawk 30-yard line. 12:36 remaining here in the first quarter. 0-0 our score.
And the Bobwhites are doing a good job on this drive. Between the air and the ground, they're showing CVU a lot of different looks and different plays here. So that defense is on their heels right now.
That's Dakota Rye in motion, and he'll take the quick pitch on the far side. Stutter steps, turns the corner, and Dakota Rye picks up 4, maybe 5 on the carry.
And that was a really good read by Dakota Rye. Sometimes people don't look, 3-4 yards, but that's a successful run. He got north-south real quick, realizing he couldn't stretch it, and got the yardage he could. A lot of times running backs will take that to the sideline and lose a yard or 2.
Sets up a second and call it 7. Ball.
Again, Jeff Murray showing different looks to the CVU team, coming at them from different angles. I think, trying to change it up on them, not let them get a read on what the offense is planning to do today.
Double wing formation, pitch here to the near side to Seneca DeRocher. He turns the corner, lowers his shoulder, and he'll pick up a few more. Call it 3 on the carry, setting up a third and call it 3.
Yep, nope, keep chucking away. 3-4 yards at a time will get you first down in 3 plays.
Again, a real balanced attack here by the Bobwhite offense on this first possession.
It'll be interesting to see what Jeff Murray calls in here on a 3rd and 3 deep in the CVU zone. He's had success in the air. They've had success on the ground.
They go back to the shotgun formation here. DeRocher flanked to his left. He'll take the handoff, counter over to Dakota Rye, and Rye is going to be met in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. So great read by that CVU defense on the counter.
Fantastic read. I was following the ball carrier up the middle myself, and they're coming through with the counter.
All right.
It was a good play call, though. Counter's a very critical play in the wing tee. You set up everything else to set up those counters and traps, and probably the right call there. Just CVU was there and sniffed it out.
All right, it's going to be 4th and call it about 5 at the CVU 26-yard line. Bobwhites have already converted on 1 4th down on this drive. They're going to go with a 3-receiver set here to the near side. Shotgun formation for Montaigne, takes the snap, rolls here to the near side, looking downfield, pump fakes now, releases it high into the air towards the end zone, and it is out of my sight, and I'm going to assume incomplete.
Yeah, I can't catch that corner here from the booth here at the complex.
All right, so take a look at our Northwest So we'll go with the incompletion out of the corner of the end zone, and the Bobwhites, Corey, turn things over on downs.
Yeah, and that's in those areas of the field. It's too close to really puntate, too little distance there for a field goal. A number of years ago when BFA had Robert Kelly, they might have pulled him out to try to kick that one. But, here we're going to get a chance to see the CVU offense and see what the Bobwhite defense can do here at their first drive of the homecoming game.
All right, shotgun formation for CVU, and it's going to be a handoff straight ahead to number 16.
It was a nice run there for CVU. They got into the second level there. They got through the line and into linebackers. Looks like about 5 yards.
That was Angelo's Carroll on the 5-yard pickup.
Good first opening play for the CVU offense. And a good stand. They were on their heels a lot of that drive on defense, and to get that stand gives them a little confidence here when they get the ball back.
Shotgun formation for Max DeCito. DeCito takes the snap. Little option pitch here over the near side. And looking to turn the corner is Sooner. And he takes a big, heavy hit by Seneca DeRocher. Does have enough for the first down.
Yeah, no, he got broke contained there, got to the outside, but DeRocher came and cleaned up real well there. That play had an opportunity to go for a lot more yardage there. Great play by 41 Gold.
CVU has enough to move the sticks. 9:30 remaining in the first quarter, 0-0 our score.
Yeah, both teams having some early success moving the ball.
Going to show Wishbone behind the quarterback, so pistol formation. DeCito takes the snap, hands off to the first back through. Not much there as Alex Provost. They call it no gain.
And that'll be an interesting formation to watch the rest of the night, Tate. There's so much they can do out of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a Wishbone behind the pistol before.
Yeah, I mean, certainly not in a high school level. You see it, sometimes some colleges, but yeah, they can, the Wishbone has so many options. The beauty of it is the counters and the traps and the misdirections, and to be able to run that out of the gun, there's a lot that can go there.
All right, so we're going to have a 4-receiver set. Motion in the backfield. Little counter handoff reverse on the far side, and able to break containment and turning it upfield is Miller, and Miller takes it out to the BFA 30-yard line.
Yeah, and the key to that play was the block by number 59, Sean Kennedy there. It looks like a freshman for the CVU football team there. He got a nice hook block there on the defensive end for the Bobwhites and really opened up the outside space there.
I'm not surprised to see that last week where the Seawolves had opportunity and made some gains were on the outside, so sure they scattered that out on the film.
Yeah, and that's why, it depends what technique these defensive ends are playing for the Bobwhites. A lot of times they're going to play the outside shoulder to not allow that hook block to happen.
Motion again and counter here to the near side. Penetration in the backfield, but not enough. Turning it upfield is Sumner. And
we got a flag on the field.
Flag rests at the, call it, 31-yard line.
It's interesting to see who that's on. Oh, it's on White. Saw James Harrison in the backfield on that play. Must be a jersey pulled there that helped, stopped him from blowing up the play.
Yeah, Bobwhites have had some penetration, but just a step behind, and certainly a holding will keep you a step behind.
Yeah. Or two. And 55, James Harrison's been such a good little player. I remember when he came out for the Steelers as a third grader, he was you knew then he was going to be a player. He just loved football, put in the work, did the technique right even at that age. So it's good to see him continue with it all these years later.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the infraction, so we'll set up a first and call it about 16. Rolling here to the near side, pressure by the Bobwhite defense, and looking to fire. The ball is incomplete, almost intercepted here on the near sideline. Diving for the football was Seneca DeRocher.
Yeah, Max DeCito there, nice little juke there with his shoulders, because he almost met number 21, Justin Brown, in the backfield there, so didn't even get that throw off, but almost Bobwhite ball.
Sets up a second and call it about 16. Redhawks break the huddle.
Yeah, look for them to go to the air or again hit the outside edge on some kind of a counter or reverse. They've got to, those penalties get you in trouble, and then you got to make up big chunks of yardage at one time.
You go with the trips to the top of your screen. Looking fire across the middle, and it is incomplete. Well defended. There was James Harrison breaking things up from his middle linebacker position.
You know, that's a fantastic play by the Bobwhites there. You know, it was a good throw by CVU's quarterback. He had his guy there, but a tight window, and, you know, BFA was all over it.
Sets up a 3rd and about 16.
The CVU's got some young players. Their quarterback's a junior. That lineman who had the nice block there is a freshman. You know, a lot of... They got a young program here.
They roll out 4 receivers to the top side of the field, 2 to the bottom side. Shotgun formation. There's a snap. Back, plenty of time. Rolling over to the far side of the field. Now pulling down the football, firing it high, and it is caught for the first down. And turning it to the outside and towards the end zone, and he is out at around the 2.
Yeah,
that was Jared Anderson on the big reception.
And Max Aceto gets a lot of credit for that. When he rolled and held the ball long enough, that got the Bobwhite linebackers to block, or to bite and move up, which opened up his receiver there for that pass. It was well covered, but Aceto there using his feet to make his to get his wide receiver open was impressive for a junior quarterback here.
Yeah, well, Aceto certainly considered one of the best quarterbacks in Vermont football, showing off his ability on that last play. Big first down. They count him out at the 4. So 1st and goal from the BFA 4. Bobwhites had a couple of goal line stances last week. Handoff to the first man through, and Harrison in on the tackle. No gain on the play.
The CVU going up the middle, they've had their success tonight, really hitting the edges and obviously in the air, you know. So it's funny when teams get into the, you know, red zone, sometimes they change their offense completely, and sometimes you want.
Well, and certainly for, you know, kind of a spread offense, they don't have as much room to operate.
Well, and they got a smaller line. If you look up there, some of those guys are a little bit smaller than the Bobwhites line, and, you know, they're built to move that ball to the outside and get those quick hits.
All right. Hand off to the second man through, dives into the pile, no signal yet, and it is a CVU touchdown. Number 3, Jack Sumner for the score.
That's a CVU touchdown by number 3, Jack Sumner.
The CVU showed a lot during that drive. You know, Rusty Brand will have to make some adjustments on defense. You know, especially on the one long pass play they had, they were only rushing 4. Might need to get a little more pressure on Aceto here as the game goes on.
Here comes the PAT attempt for the Redhawks. Pudver, left-footed kicker. There's a snap, gets it down. High snap, and it is blocked. Pudver now has the ball on the far side. Pudver looking to turn the corner, and he is in for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that's a unfortunate event. James Harrison in there for the block on the top of the ball, but a nice play by CVU to heads-up play to get the ball and look for the points there.
Taking a look at our instant replay, you see Pudver just making it inside the pylon, and tough break when you're able to block the PAT, but they get 2 out of it.
Yeah.
With that, we'll take a quick timeout. 7:20 remaining here in the first quarter. CVU 8-0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. And the CVU Redhawk offense making the most of their opportunities, converting on a big 3rd and long, Corey, and then converting a blocked PAT into 2 points.
Yeah, no, they've just had some bounces go their way here tonight early on. But, you know, the Bobwhites moved the ball well their first time. Just couldn't get all the way to the end zone. It's getting their ball back for the second time.
Line drive kick here over to Seneca DeRocher. He'll field it off the second hop, turns it up to the 20, stutter steps, tries a stiff arm defender, and now he's gang tackled. They're trying to anyways, down at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, no, DeRocher did a good job there, got an extra couple yards. He did that early last drive on a close play for a first down. Just keeps his feet moving. That's what makes him such a good athlete here for the Bobwhites.
So here we go. Second offensive drive here this evening for BFA. Ball spotted at their own 25.
Yeah, Bobwhites had a good first drive. Stalled at about their 25-yard line. They moved the ball through the air and on the ground. See what Jeff Murray has dialed up for him right here in their second drive.
Colby Williams splits out wide here to the near side. Thomas DeMur splits out wide on the far side. Shotgun formation. Montaigne looking, has plenty of time. Fires it over the middle, and it's caught for the first down. DeMur with the 15-yard reception.
That's a great play there, and, you know, found the gap in that CVU Redhawk defense there, and a nice throw. Montaigne had time, looked around at his reads, and came back to the center of the field.
Got to give credit to the BFA offensive line. Just again, allowing Montaigne that time to locate DeMar.
Yeah, this is a very different offense than you typically see out of the Bobwhites. You know, not all the time do they have a quarterback who can throw and receivers who can catch, and they clearly do this year. So exciting to see some of the changes we can dial up.
Handoff, Seneca. Droscher breaks the tackle, then he stiff arms the man and spins for 4 yards.
A good run there, and you know these first few drives too. When people talk about where we go, a lot of them are so scripted. You know, the coach has an idea what he wants to do his first 10 or 12 plays of the game. You know, sometimes more, but just wants to show the defense a bunch of different looks because sometimes you plant a seed in the defense's mind that you come back to later in the game and try to exploit and send the ball a different way.
Sets up a 2nd and 5. 6:17 remaining here in the first quarter. 8-0 CVU. Williams splits out wide here to the near side. That's Dakota Rye. Slot man here on the near side. We got movement. Both offensive and defenses pointing at each other. Let the officials sort things out here as they huddle up over the football. Call is going to be against offside against CVU.
That's the second offside CVU's had tonight. So the Bobwhites doing a good job with a hard count. And I don't know what the cadence is anymore, but the BFA's been using, at least when I was there, used the same cadence for such a long time. Teams kind of key in on it, so it doesn't always take much to get another team to jump if you change it up.
So here we go, 2nd and 1 for the Bobwhites. Deegan Rathburn splits out wide on that far side. They go with a short shotgun. Back to pass. Fires here to the near side. Ball is caught by Dakota Rye, and he almost slips off the would-be tackler. Good credit to Jake Sumner for that tackle.
And again, the Bobwhites doing a good job getting to the outside with these quick hit throws. We see it in the NFL now too. So a lot of these teams, in lieu of running games, hit these quick hits to the outside, and we used to run the sweeps and the jet motions, and we see less of that with getting out to the outside much quicker and just spreading these defenses out.
1st and 10. Again, 4 receivers set. Bobwhites spreading things out here in the first half. Pump action pass. Now firing it deep is Montaigne for Rye, and it is incomplete or intercepted. Intercepted at the BFA 12-yard line.
It was a good read and a good throw by Montaigne, and just it looks like a little short.
So the Redhawks come away with a big interception at their own 12. .506 remaining here in the first quarter, and the Red Hawk offense takes the field with an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, the CVU is going to have to go a little further than they went last drive, even though it was an interception. It was effectively a punt by being a deep pass into the CVU zone.
Well, DeCito, shotgun formation again with a wishbone backfield behind him, hands off to the third back through, number 23, looking to take it outside. That's Aiden Miller, and Miller's going to pick up 5, maybe 6 on the carry.
It's so interesting, like you said, to see the wishbone out of the gun there take, because they're like a typical wishbone. They send the 2 lead blockers with the runner there. I wonder if out of the gun it allows them to hit that corner a little bit harder and angle on defense.
Sets up a 2nd and 3. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Alex Provost splits out wide here to the near side. Again, shotgun formation for DeCito. Motion in the backfield. DeCito will counter to the far side of the field. James Harrison trying to track down the running back. Gets an arm on him, and it's going to be close to the first down. Again, Harrison's getting in there, but only about a half a step behind.
Yeah, he's all over. He's sniffing out the ball real well right now, and it's just needs a step or so right there. But he was the one on the block field goal. He's in on some of these plays. He's drawn a holding penalty. Harrison's got a strong motor there. Good middle linebacker for the Bobwhites here.
He is going to be short of the sticks. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 1 for the Redhawks. Again, pistol formation here for DeCito. There's a snap. Hand off to the third back through on this side, and he is going to be right around the sticks. In on the tackle there for BFA with Sean Beauregard, and it looks like he needed 1, and he picked up 2.
Yep. No, again, Bobwhites on it. Harrison again there. But yeah, I got the yardage they need. That's the importance of getting such a big run on your first down is, you can have a good stop on a play like that, but, they just don't have the distance to go.
4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. CVU with an 8-0 lead. Redhawks will roll 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 on the top side of your screen. Long count. Play action here to the near side, firing it high, and reception is made, breaking on the football and bursting loose. Taking it the distance is Adian Miller. And we had BFA making a break, the safety breaking on the football, trying to bat that away, rolled the dice, and came up snake eyes.
Yeah, no, those are those plays, it's all or nothing. If you get it, it's a great play heading the other way, but, there just got behind the Bobwhite defense, and the safety covering the center was not able to close the gap before CVU hit the end zone.
So a big splash play by the Red Hawk offense. They tack 6 onto the board, expand their lead to 14. PAT to follow suit. Looks like Pudver will look to kick again. There's a snap, and it's blocked once again, hands off to Pudver, and this time they're going to whistle it dead. So 2 PATs, 2 block punts, but 2 points overall. That gives us the score of 14 for CVU, 0 for BFA. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Perley Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Corey Perrin on hand. It's homecoming here in St. Albans, but Corey, the Bobwhites find themselves down early here, 14-0.
Yeah, no, CVU and their quarterback and number 7, Max Aceto, have been just, moving the ball well. Max has, obviously shown he can run, he can move the pocket, and he can hit targets down the field.
High end over end kick. Seneca DeRocher will field it at the 10. DeRocher looking for a seam. Sputters over to the outside. There he goes. Stutter steps again and finally wrapped up down at around the 32-yard line.
A great run back by Seneca. And, here Jeff Murray's just got to calm his offense down and say, hey, guys.
They've moved the football.
They moved the football well. That was a good throw by Montang. It was a good read, that interception. But, sometimes those don't go your way. Right now
that sounds like a former quarterback speaking.
Right here, the Bobwhites are excited. It's their homecoming. Take a deep breath here. We're still early in this game. They've shown they can move the ball. They can work themselves back into this one. They just got to do it one play at a time.
3:30 on the scoreboard here in the first quarter as the Bobwhites start this drive from their 33. And off to the second back through. I believe that was DeRocher for a couple.
Yeah, and you can see Jeff Murray there going back to the classic Delaware wing T formation there for the Bobwhites. He's going to want to do that, grind out the clock if you can a little bit, get some running in, try to, CVU's got a little bit of momentum on offense. Keep that offense off the field if you can and put together a nice, long, sustained drive. That would be the best thing the Bobwhites could do, and obviously put some points on the board, but, not letting that offense, which has had some good plays here, continue to pick up momentum.
Sets up a 2nd and 6. Williams splits out wide here to the near side. Montang back up under center. Long count. There's a snap. Hand off to DeRocher, quarterback keeper, and fires it here to the near side and over the head of Dakota Rye. Rye did have a step on the defender, but ball a little bit overthrown.
Yep, just a little bit high there. It was a good play. Again, out of the classic wing T formation, faking the belly there and doing a belly pass over here to the left side if you're the offense here. And again, Coach Murray wanting to show, Cole Montang here with a good arm, and obviously we got good runners. Continuing to try to keep this defense on their heels.
All right, Bobwhite's going to roll 3 receivers here to the near side on this 3rd and 8. Montang now drops back in the shotgun, takes the snap. Under a little pressure, fires it over the middle, and it is caught. Beautiful diving reception by Coley Williams.
It was a great throw by Montang right there across the middle. they found the right seam between the linebackers and the safety. You know, those are the kind of plays, you know, it almost seems like they've been moving the ball really well up the middle, which is rare in high school football to be able to throw the ball over the middle successfully.
So Montaigne showing some zip on that ball, picks up a big first down. Ball now spotted at the CVU 47. 2:20 remaining here in the first quarter. CVU with a 14-0 lead. Two receivers set here to the near side. Shotgun formation for Montaigne. DeRocher takes the handoff, loses his footing on the ground.
Had a nice hole there, like you said, just losing your footing there.
Does pick up one on the carry.
And it's good to see the Bobwhites, you know, continue to go back to formations. You know, a lot of times a young quarterback throws an interception, you know, maybe a little timid in the pocket, but, you know, we saw Cole Montaigne come back, first throw a little high, but that zipper across the middle, and, you know, impressive to see him bounce back there.
Williams splits out wide here to the near side. There's a snap, play action. Now over here to Dakota Rye, has a little bit of room, picks up a nice block, and there goes Rye, tiptoeing around the sideline. Nice block downfield by Colby Williams.
Yeah, no, that was a great play, and almost a screen built in. Again, we see these bubble screens built into in college football and NFL now, and the Bobwhites have been using that pretty well this year with Dakota Rye.
So big first down for the Bobwhites, now spotted at the CVU 35-yard line. We got a minute to 30 remaining here in the first quarter. The Redhawks with a 14-0 lead.
Go, Bobwhite!
Rathburn splits out wide on the far side of the field. Shotgun formation. There's a snap low, and calling his own number and has some room, firing over to Rye, but incomplete. Just a step ahead of him.
Yeah, no, it was right read there. You know, good play. There was a low snap, and didn't know where they were going to go.
Kind of threw the timing off a little bit.
Yeah.
Second and 10. Clock does stop with the incompletion. 1:25 showing on the scoreboard. Redhawks with a 14-0 lead. Rathburn will split out wide here to the near side. Thomas DeMar splits out wide on the far side. Montaigne under center, long count. There's a snap, and he'll hand off to DeRocher. DeRocher bounces off one would-be tackler, but not the second. Picks up three, maybe four.
Yeah, no, and the CVU defense has done a great job with these runs up the middle, but getting 3-4 bodies on the Bobwhite ball carrier whenever they hit the line of scrimmage. I think that's what, you know, Jeff Murray's trying to really open up. You know, that's when you know defense is gassed a little bit, is when you really have the ability to get up the middle on them. So try to spread them out a little bit with these throws and these runs to the outside, and as the game progresses, try to continue to pound the center.
So here we go, 3rd and 9. Rathburn splits out wide to the far side. Long count, there's a snap, play action, bootleg by the quarterback, Montaigne, who lost an edge on his run and picks up 5, and a late flag comes in. I don't know if that's maybe a face mask or something.
Yeah, it looked like hands up near the helmet of Montaigne there, wrestled down to the ground, so.
That may be why he kind of stumbled.
Yeah.
I find, Corey, your body goes where your head goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they are talking to James Harrison for BFA, so I think that penalty certainly will be against CVU.
And if it's a face mask, should be enough to move the chains here.
Face mask is the call against CVU. I believe that will be 5 yards tacked on to the end of the run. And looks like Bob was going to be just short. So looking at a 3rd and 1 at the 26, 30 seconds remaining, likely the last play of the quarter. Montaigne up under center. Long count. Here's a snap, back to pass. Montaigne looking, fires it into the end zone here to the near side. Jump ball, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Michael Telfer.
Yeah,
Telfer almost came down with it.
Yeah, overran that one a little bit, had to come back to it, and, you know, got handsy there with the cornerback for CVU and just couldn't reel it in.
So I like that call by Jeff Murray. I mean, knowing that he's got another play here, and thus far the Bobwhites have been able to at least pick up 1 yard on the ground.
Yeah, no, and kind of counter to classic Jeff Murray, we would expect a belly or something up the middle there. Show the defense something a little different. Have them second guessing, especially having Cole under center for that play.
There's a snap. Quarterback sneaks straight ahead, and look at that BFA offensive line. And still moving the football. Look at James Harrison downfield, too. And the quarterback sneak kicks up 10 yards.
And a good play there, too. I think CVU was expecting a handoff there or maybe another throw just to get a quick hit up there and catch them on their heels. And that offensive line just moved the ball right there for, Cole Montang just to follow behind and wedge right through.
Horn sounds, and that will do it for our first quarter of play. Our score, CVU 14, BFA 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Brooks, Corey Parent. Corey, your thoughts on the first quarter of play?
Both teams actually look good. The score indicates it might be a little one-sided here, but the Bobwhites have had a tough couple breaks, but have moved the ball well overall. And CVU's, moved the ball well through the air. Both teams, 3 quarters to go. Still think it's anyone's game.
1st and 10, motion in the backfield, and it's going to be a quick pitch over on that far side to Parker Dillon. And Dodlin has, call it 3 or 4. I'll call Dodlin good for 5 on the carry.
Yeah, it's so important for the Bobwhites to finish this drive, but this is exactly the drive they've needed after a couple quick touchdowns by CVU. Take some time off the clock, regain some control, keep their offense off the field, try to break up that momentum CVU had rolling in the first quarter.
Justin Brown checks into the game for Daniel Rafferty. It's going to be a 2nd and 8 ball at the 13-yard line. Montang under center. Rolls here to the near side, looking to the end zone, hops into the air, and Dakota Rye unable to make the one-handed left-handed catch. Excuse me, that wasn't Rye. That looked like Parker Dodlin.
Yeah, no, it was a nice throw, just a little out of his reach, but a good throw there by Cole Montang.
Sets up a 3rd and 8. Clock stops with the incompletion, 14:35 here in the first half. Want to remind our Northwest Access TV viewing audience we'll be here next week as the Bobwhites host Rutland.
Rutland, the only undefeated team in Division I football, I believe, right, Tate?
Correct. Williams splits out wide to the near side. They fake the handoff to DeRocher. Now Montang looking, turns the corner, has a seam, and Montang lowers his shoulder, and he's down to about the 1. Should have enough for the first down.
Yeah, no, good play call there, CVU. When you really throw the ball away, Montang has, it opens up that edge.
Got to respect his arm, and we've got a CVU defensive lineman, I believe, down on the field. So the clock and the officials will whistle things for the injury. See if we can get you some out-of-town scores. Rutland playing at Middlebury. That should certainly be an interesting one. And our friends north of here, MVU playing down at Woodstock. Again, still have a injured player, and out-of-town score, we've got Middlebury leading Rutland 12-7 with 4:42 in the second quarter.
There seems to be a real good distribution of talent on teams this year, Tate. We beat Middlebury, but Middlebury played Bobwhites tough here on their home opener, and obviously playing Rutland tough now. It's there's definitely a pack of the first 4 or 5 teams in the state, 3-1, 4-0, and the next few weeks will be exciting to watch.
Yeah, Middlebury beat Hartford, and I think Hartford beat CVU. I mean, it's just...
And Hartford beat BFA. And
so here we go. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Bobwhites at the 5-yard line. They're going to take Cole Montang, put him up under center. Long count, there's the snap, handoff to Dakota Rye. Dakota lowers his shoulder, and Rye still picks up maybe 1 on the carry.
Yeah, there, Jeff Murray testing the middle. Obviously, have spread out this defense a little bit. You got to continue to test it. He's done it from time to time. Traditionally, that's where the Bobwhites would run the ball, is in the middle, but we're seeing this year them getting the ball to the outside a lot more and using some of the speed and athleticism this squad has.
So could say no gain on that. They place the ball back at the 5. Colby Williams splits out wide to the far side of the field. Montang under center. There's a snap. And straight ahead to Seneca DeRocher. And DeRocher still driving his feet. And DeRocher is going to be down to about the 1 yard line where they whistle it.
I've been impressed with DeRocher tonight, just keeping those feet moving. A lot of kids on first contact, but he's been moving the pile, picking up extra yards, whether it's on a kick return or up here in the middle. He's done it a couple times, picked up an extra couple feet just on effort.
So here we go, 3rd and goal at around the 1. Let's see what head coach Jeff Murray dials up offensively. Montang with the snap, calls his own number, and no signal yet as he is in the end zone. And now the official's looking to see if he still has the ball, is my guess. And they're going to say what? That he's down at probably the 1 foot line?
Yep.
Touchdown! Touchdown BFA. One of the longest waits I've seen on a touchdown call, but he was in. I think they were just making sure that Montang had the ball.
Yeah, we saw the gold arms go up. We saw the white arms, white jersey saying no touchdown, and did get it in. And that's exactly the drive the Bobwhites needed here after a couple touchdowns for CVU.
Gavin Frady's with the PAT. Colby Williams to hold. There's a snap. Frady's kick is up. It's high enough, and it is good. Our score with 9:44 remaining in the first half. It's CVU 14, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Perley Sports Center. Tate Brooks, Corey Parent on hand. And Corey, Bobwhites needed a touchdown, and the offense delivered.
Yeah, and they did it in the right way, too, Tate. Really, quick scores happen in games, but really, they've been driving all night and haven't capitalized on the last 2 drives, but here did. Took a lot of time off the clock. I mean, they had the ball at the start of the quarter, took at least, the 5 minutes off there, and really, kept that CVU defense on their heels and kept that high, powerful offense off the field. And that might be the key tonight, the rest of the game, is try to have some ball control here and keep the ball out of number 7 Max Aceto's hands on CVU.
All right, we'll see what Frady's dials up for kicking. Last week, they really tried to do a lot of squib kicks, not wanting to kick it deep to that athletic kick return team of the Seawolves. And Frady's a little onside kick. The ball is loose, and it's still there, and it was there for BFA. Who comes down with it?
And that was a really good onside kick. CVU recovered, but
CVU.
I like the aggressive play call out of Jeff Murray and his squad there, try to keep the CVU team on their heels. And like I said, Max Aceto's had such a good game. If you can keep him off the field, that's probably the key to the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was an excellent kick by Frady's. Just found that little zone there, and the Bobwhites nearly convert on that onside kick.
It almost looked like one gold jersey ran past the ball, and might have been, if just a step behind, might have been able to grab that one.
All right, see if the Bobwhite defense can stop the Redhawks and their quarterback, DeCito. 3 receivers set here to the near side. 2 receivers, far side, empty backfield. DeCito steps back under heavy pressure. DeCito fires to the far side and incomplete. Excellent job defensively there by BFA. Seneca DeRocher.
And that's the first time the Bobwhites have really been able to get pressure on DeCito. Rusty Brandon and the squad dialing up a blitz there and getting some pressure. Just the 4-man rush wasn't getting the job done. So really like the play call of the Bobwhites, trying to get some bodies out there on number 7.
Sets up a 2nd and 10 off the incompletion. They'll roll 3 receivers here to the near side. 2 receivers to the far side. Again, empty backfield. DeCito takes the snap. BFA showing blitz again. Under pressure. DeCito airs it out downfield. Has a man open and racing free for a touchdown. Jake Sumner once again makes the Bobwhites pay.
Yeah, no, obviously this is high-powered. You don't see a kind of arm like this often in Vermont football, and DeCito being able to air it out with some accuracy. Even the first play of that series, you know, he had pressure on him and went out. He had a good throw out there. So DeCito, you know, top-tier quarterback here in the state of Vermont this year.
Yeah, again, he's considered one of the best quarterbacks in the state, and so far, folks in St. Albans are seeing why.
Yeah, no, it was, you know, moving the ball there. Probably already got 100 yards to the air tonight.
Here comes the PAT, which has been a adventure so far this evening for CVU, but this kick is up and good.
Yeah, first one they got past the line of scrimmage.
With that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score with 9:29 remaining in the first half, CVU 21, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Everyone here to the Collins Perley Sports Center in St. Albans. Corey, we were just talking about the quarterback, DeCito. He's been a treat to watch here this evening.
Yeah, no, he's throwing the ball well. He throws it good short. He's obviously got a good deep ball, hitting his receivers in stride. One of the best high school quarterbacks I've probably seen in my time.
So Bobwhites back down by 14 after they had clawed them way back to within 7. Plenty of time here. Slow-moving game with all the passing by both offenses. Line drive kick on the far side, and he's going to be down on Dakota Rye, I think. They let that. I mean, I thought they were going to call him down, but benefit to the BFA, they let Rye scoop that up and move it forward.
Yeah, let's hope the Bobwhites here. You know, they've had good luck driving the ball. Tate, keep driving, keep it slow. I don't know if this offense is built to keep up in a shootout. You know, they got to continue to control the clock and hope that DeCito makes a mistake, you know, and drives later here. So they spotted CVU a few touchdowns and, you know, continue to control the clock and work their way back into this one.
Bobwhite's going to take 2 receivers, split them out wide to the far side, 2 receivers here to the near side. Shotgun formation for Cole Montang. There's a snap. He'll call his own number on the quarterback keeper. Quarterback draw. Good for about 3.
Yep. Good way. I think CVU expecting Bobwhites to throw there. They've come out throwing early in each series so far. So a nice call to spread out the defense a little bit and just take a quarterback keep up the middle.
Sets up a 2nd and 6.
I think Jeff Murray's doing a good job, too. You're just seeing him, you know, pulling Montang over to the sideline to call each play, using the clock. You know, really just trying to keep his guys' head in the game and keep 7 off the field.
Thomas DeMar splits out wide to the near side. Number 7 that Corey's referencing is the quarterback, DeCito. There's a snap. Handoff here to the near side. Dakota's Seneca DeRocher picks up a couple.
Again, nice play there for the Bobwhites. Keep grinding. You know, the Bobwhites here, you know, their strength, you know, seems like year in, year out is grinding away. And, you know, while this year's team seems to spread the ball a little bit better than most and can go through the air better than most, you know, again, DeCito, just the way we've seen the first few series with his team, you don't want to get in a shootout there.
Sets up a 3rd and call it 5, 3rd and a long 4. Colby Williams splits out wide to the far side. That's Dakota Rye, slot man to the far side. Rafferty splits out wide. Now we got movement by BFA, one of the receivers here on the near side. And that's going to cost the Bobwhite offense 5 yards. And Corey, they've actually done a pretty good job on the flag front here this evening.
Yeah, I think that's their first penalty of the night. CVU's had a handful. They've had a face mask, a pass interference, a couple offsides, a holding. So Bobwhite's doing a better job there, cleaner game, but you know, a costly penalty here, trying to move the ball and move the chains.
Well, that will probably change the play call for head coach Jeff Murray.
You have so many options at 3rd and short. 3rd and long, your list gets a little bit shorter, and you know, you've got to get a big chunk of yardage here if you even want to attempt a 4th down.
3rd and 9. Thomas DeMar splits out wide to the far side. Williams in trips formation also on that far side. Cole rolls to that side. Looking, fires it across the middle, tipped, and it is going to be incomplete. Looking for Rye. Good job defensively by number 16, Andros Carroll, for the Redhawks, breaking up that play.
Yeah, it's a few times we've heard Carroll's name called tonight. Having a good game for the CVU.
Seneca DeRocher will drop back to his own 21-yard line to punt away. Back deep, Carroll, who will stand at his 30. And Emmett.
And Bobwhites bringing their flyers in, expecting CVU to try to block this punt.
Gets it down. High end over end kick by Seneca DeRocher, who's going to take a hop at the 40 and out of bounds for no return.
And that was a good play by CVU too. You see them bring a lot of pressure in there, and just could tell DeRocher just couldn't get comfortable before he got the ball off.
7:16 remaining here in the first half. It's the Redhawks 21, BFA 7.
BFA Bobwhites 7.
It's important here for this Bobwhite defense, to state the obvious, to get a stop here. They got to figure out a way to slow down this offense.
Redhawks will roll 3 receivers here to the near side. DeCito, shotgun formation. Looking to air it out again here on the far side of the field. An incomplete pass intended for Provost.
And you notice when DeCito misses, he misses long where someone else can't get the ball. He's done a really good job. Now that's, really gave his receiver the only opportunity to be the one to catch that one. Obviously, it didn't work out there, but a well-placed ball to allow his receiver to run underneath, and really no opportunity for the Bobwhites to defend that one.
That was Parker Dodlin on the coverage. Downfield. Sets up a 2nd and 10. LaChapelle splits out wide here to the near side. Wishbone backfield, back to pass, calls his own number now on the scramble, and racing ahead and still on his feet, and he'll have enough for the first down. Nice scramble there by DeCito.
Yeah, that's the first time we saw him push the issue really from the pocket. He's done a good job shaking and baking, and getting free to make a throw, but not really looking for forward yardage. But again, 7 DeCito able to pick up 10 yards there.
1st and 10 for the Redhawks, down to 6:55 remaining here in the second quarter. They lead BFA 21-7. Provo splits out wide to the far side of the field. 2 receivers set here to the near side. There's a snap. DeCito guns it downfield on the far side, has a man, incomplete. Number 4, Alex Provost, trying to come down with that inbounds.
And just out of reach there, had his guy there, and again, putting it in a place only his guy could come down with. So much you see in high school when they push the issue down, push the envelope and try to get the ball down the field. They might miss short, and the defense can come up with it. But he's doing a good job missing to the outside and a little deep.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Go with the 4 receivers set. Carroll lines up just to the left of DeCito. Fires it downfield, has a man, incomplete. He did have a step there for Jake Sumner, but just over Sumner's head.
And Bobwhite's doing a good job. DeCito can, he's looking there. They get him on the run to push the pocket a little bit to the outside. He has the opportunity to throw or opportunity to run. Obviously looks to throw before he runs, but we saw him pick up a first down just a few plays ago with his feet.
Sets up a 3rd and 10. 6:03 remaining in the first half. DeCito shotgun formation, got motion in the backfield, a little option play, and the ball is loose on the ground. It's going to be recovered by Jack Sumner.
Yeah, that was probably the sloppiest play we've seen out of DeCito tonight. Not a good pitch back there. An opportunity to create a fumble because it was backwards. And a good stop here by the Bobwhites and forcing the punting unit for the first time onto the field for CVU.
Yeah, an important stop by the Bobwhite defense. 5:40 remaining, and Bobwhites certainly have enough time remaining to drive the ball down the field and try to once again make this a 1-score game.
And it's critical to try to eat up the rest of the half and score. CVU is going to get the ball first in the second half. They've been pushing it. Had they scored there, the game would be getting just about out of reach.
First punt of the evening for the Redhawks, and ball will take a CVU roll and down at the BFA 16-yard line. That was Leon Wood back to return for the Bobwhites.
A good punt there from CVU. Talented squad, like you said, for a program that's, maybe a decade and a half old, sometimes it takes a while for these programs to put something together, but, CVU's worked themselves up into Division I. But a big school, I think one of the bigger schools in the state of Vermont.
I believe CVU is the largest high school in the state, including having the most boys of any high school in the state.
So that helps, when it's a numbers game.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 at the Bobwhite 22-yard line. 4 receiver set, shotgun formation here for Cole Montang. Here's the snap. Montang back, fires it here to the near side. Ball is incomplete. Pass intended for Justin Brown, who was unable to hold on.
Pass intended for BFA tight end Justin Brown.
Set up a 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 5:08 remaining.
They've had a little less success in the last few series, but I do like what Coach Murray's doing with Cole Montang and trying to get these quick hits out to the outside. Back when we were playing, that would have been, we would have used the jet to try to establish that outside run and trying to get it out there in a little different fashion.
Brown splits out wide here to the near side. DeMar, slot man here to the near side. There's the snap. Montang calls his own number and still driving ahead, picks up a couple on the quarterback keeper.
Couple yards there, brings in a 3rd and long.
Want to certainly, if you're not going to get a touchdown in this drive, Corey, which I know the Bobwhites want, you do want to burn up a little more time than this. You don't want to punt the ball back to the CVU offense with 4 minutes in the half.
I mean, you really don't. I mean, we've seen on a few of these series from CVU, they can, even that last one, they didn't connect, but DeCito's, looking to push the ball down the field quickly and, leaving them something like 37 seconds on the clock might not be enough. Of course, that's a reference from a Packers fan who watched the Packers win last week with just 37 seconds left on the clock.
Quick pitch to DeRocher. He'll pick up a couple, but not enough for the Bobwhite offense, who are going to look to probably punt away with about 4 minutes remaining in the half.
Yeah, I mean, the Bobwhites will run the clock down here, but, yeah, they're going to give CVU an opportunity, with almost a full 4 minutes on the clock.
Redhawks have 3 timeouts remaining, I believe. Angelos Carroll will head back deep here for the Redhawks along with Ollie Cheer. High snap, Droscher gets it down, has some time, takes it high, end over end kick, and Cheer will field it at the 49 of BFA and down to the Bobwhite 44.
Yeah, I really like what CVU's doing on their punt return lineups. By putting that many men in the box, they're forcing the flyers. Typically, you see the 2 flyers, one on each side, that get down to the ball carrier, the receiver, pretty quickly. But the Bobwhites have to bring them in, allowing, the CVU punt returner the time to catch the ball and make a read.
So here we go. Redhawk offense on the field at the Bobwhite 41, their best starting field position of the evening. Quarterback Max DeCito breaks the huddle.
I wouldn't be shocked. We've seen him in the last few drives go deep first time. Although a new formation looks like here. I haven't seen this one yet tonight.
Double wing formation, motion in the backfield, and counter here to the near side. And Harrison breaks it up. James Harrison firing up, makes the tackle, taking down Miller.
And we were just talking earlier in the game. It seemed like Harrison was everywhere on the ball, had a nose for the ball, was a step behind, but right there he was on Miller and able to hit him for a loss.
Just saw our Northwest Access TV video play. Yeah, we talked about that back in the first quarter where he was literally just a half step behind on making and blowing up that play, and that time he got there. That's a 5-yard loss, setting up a 2nd and 15. 3:04 remaining here in the first half. 3 receiver set here to the left of Max DeCito. Empty backfield. DeCito takes a snap. Fires on the far side, has his man looking to turn the corner and racing up for the first down and more. And Harrison has to clean up over on that far side. That was Miller, who they just went back to on that reception.
Yeah, and again, James Harrison's flying around, a good linebacker for the Bobwhites. You should be calling your linebackers number everywhere they go. And he's, if he's the one chasing down the receiver or he's in the backfield hitting the quarterback, it just shows the engine and the motor that kid has. And only a junior, so still some time here for the Bobwhites and, great opportunity for them.
First and 10, ball spotted at the BFA 24-yard line. 2:36 remaining. 3 receivers set here to the near side. DeCito fires it high to the end zone. It's going to be a jump ball, and coming down with it is CVU for the score. Big number 4, Alex Provost. Leaping the BFA defender for the 6 points.
Yeah, and BFA had that covered well. It became a jump ball, and we have a quarterback who can put the ball pretty much where he wants to put it, as we've seen tonight with DeCito. Tough to defend.
So here we go, PAT opportunity for the Redhawks. There's a snap, high snap. They get it down. The kick is up, and it is good. With 2:24 remaining here in the first half, it's CVU 28, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. So, Bobwhite kick return team out. Not the first half they've wanted defensively. A little short. Onside kick the other way, and Bobwhite signal for the fair catch. Come down with it. That's one way to maintain possession on an onside kick. So smart play by the kick return team.
Yeah, and Jeff Murray's got to be telling his team here, you're down 3 touchdowns going into the half. Try to score here at the end, but take it one play at a time and keep moving the ball forward.
Certainly been a while since we've seen this BFA defense give up 28 points in a half.
Yeah, no, but again, I give the credit to CVU here. This is a good Bobwhite team, and a good defense, and you can't take anything away from what they've done. But CVU's really just been on a different level tonight.
Montaigne under center, first and 10. Sweet play here to the near side. That's Dakota Rye, and Rye has a couple.
Yeah, and I look, it's kind of a way people are like, well, why aren't you throwing the ball and moving it? But, you got to have ball control. DeCito's obviously showed he can push the envelope. The one series CVU hasn't scored. He still had some good opportunities there. The Bobwhites got to, move the ball, and moving the ball on the ground, they keep the clock rolling and eat up more of this time, because the last thing you want to do is definitely give CVU the ball back here with any time left on the clock.
Minute 45 to go here. Thomas DeMar splits out wide to that far side. Montaigne up under center. There's a snap. Handoff to Seneca DeRocher. He'll pick up 4 on the carry.
And a nice run up there. Pick up some yardage, here an opportunity for, 3rd and 5 or so, long 5, get a first down, and, definitely take the ball at that point back into the locker room, maybe take a shot deep, with a few seconds left on the clock for a touchdown here for the Bobwhites.
Bobwhites do have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. I think head coach Jeff Murray just wants to give his defense a breather. They've been out there a lot. 3rd and 5, minute to go in the half. Low snap, Montaigne over the middle though, and throws an interception. Pass intended for Daniel Rafferty. And coming up with the football, number 27, Ryan Bumech.
Yeah, we'll see what CVU tries to do here with 54 seconds left on the clock. But Jeff Murray really wants to get his team back in the locker room and tell them, say, hey, let's forget that half. Let's start playing and see how we can do in the second half and do our best, play our game.
So second turnover of the first half. The Bobwhite defense. Max DeCito makes his way into the huddle. Again, I believe the Redhawks have all 3 of their timeouts. 3 receivers set here to the near side, and I certainly expect CVU not to let the pedal off the gas here. DeCito over on the far side, hits his man, number 23, Miller. Keeps him inbound,
And a good tackle there by Thomas DeMar. He had some room there. Open field tackles are tough, and to be able to get a receiver quick that we've seen out of CVU, to be able to get them down without much of a gain is a success all on its own.
Now the Redhawks use their first timeout with 36 seconds remaining here
Support your BFA Drama Club.
in the first half.
Please next to the
Got a halftime score, Hartford 28, Brattleboro 6.
and if you're a member
St. Johnsbury 21, Essex 14.
to the 10 at the far end of the field for your class reunion team.
And Rutland 13 and Middlebury 12 at the half. So a lot of good Division I games taking place this Friday evening here in Vermont.
And again, we've said multiple times tonight just how close all these teams are. You know, one or no loss teams, but all been trading their losses against each other, and you know, it looks like to be an exciting playoff here in Vermont this year. No one team looks to be blowing the others out of the park.
Just taking a look, Rutland scored with a 44-yard Hail Mary pass at the end of the half. That's why they lead Middlebury 13-12. All right, back on the field here at the Collins Perley. DeCito rifles over here to the middle, to the near side, and number 6 comes down with it. He's tackled immediately by Landon Underwood. And it was Rutherford on the reception. He's going to be short of the first down, setting up a 3rd and 4.
CVU taking another timeout. You know, that's their second timeout. They're going to try to score here. You know, they're not.
Make no mistake, yeah.
They're not looking to let up here on the Bobwhites, and they get the ball back at the first half. Some teams here would take the knee or, you know, just head into locker room up 28-7, but CVU looking to tack on more and get the ball back at the start of the second half.
Well, that's where defensive coordinator Rusty Brandon, I'm sure, is telling his team, hey, there's an opportunity. The ball's going to be out there. Can we make a big splash play defensively?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to push the ball downfield, your defense knows the ball's going to be out there and available.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah, no. You know, and the hard part here is, too, it's, you know, they put enough receivers out there. You want to keep guys back, but you also got to get pressure on DeCito, and you got to get to him quick because he's a good athlete.
All right, 2 receivers to the top of your screen, 3 receivers here to the bottom. Max DeCito takes the snap. Looking, fires across the middle, has his man, first down, stiff arm. That's number 4, Provost. Ball is loose, and Provost comes up with it, I think. It's been that kind of first half for BFA. So the Bobwhites.
Oh, and BFA looks like they got the ball.
So BFA does come up with it. So Provost turned the ball over, and we were just talking about that. I'm sure Rusty Brain was saying, hey, you're going to have an opportunity out there because they're not going to let up.
Well, and that's the, you know, the mistake some coaches make. You know, I think keeping the throttle on when you're up a couple touchdowns and getting the ball back at the next half, you know, now you get the Bobwhites an opportunity, and like you said, Justin Rutland, they scored on a 44-yard Hail Mary. You know, the Bobwhites here got maybe 2 opportunities at the end zone with 13 seconds left. They get lucky and come down with one. You know, you're heading into halftime only up 2.
Yeah, 3 receivers here to the near side. Probably need to pick up 10, 15 yards, I would think, to give Cole Montague a shot. That's not going to help, though. Movement by the BFA offense.
It looks like second time we've had movement there on those wide split outs, and you know those will kill you. But like you said, you know, here they're not looking to sustain a drive. They're looking to make a couple quick plays and see what they can do with it.
Looking to see if you can pick up 15, 20 yards here, use one of your timeouts, and then have one last shot in the end zone.
Yeah.
Cut the lead in half. Thomas DeMar splits out wide here to the near side. Colby Williams also slot man here to the near side. Here's the snap. Cole Montague hits his out man here. That's Seneca DeRocher. Stutter steps. Now makes a man miss. DeRocher here to the near side to 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. And BFA does use a timeout. There should be a second left on the clock.
Bobwhites with 7, and it is a CVU Redhawks with 28.
See if you can go to the locker room. I'm sure the Bobwhites don't mind that.
Yeah, put 2 seconds on the clock. So ball spotted now at around the BFA 44. And we'll see what razzle-dazzle play head coach Jeff Murray can dial up here in this huddle.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see where the CVU defense is. You know, I think sometimes, you know, the stunts, you know, there where they're trying to run into the locker room to try to convince the refs the timeout wasn't taken in time, I think can backfire.
So likely one last play here of the first half. Bobwhites trying to cut this deficit in half. They'll roll 3 receivers here to the near side. Here's the snap to Montaigne, drops back, looking, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked. And that's probably a fitting ending for BFA for the first half. CVU comes up with the ball, whether he was down or not is irrelevant. We'll take 20 minutes. Do ask that if you're interested, sit back and enjoy. We'll show you the fireworks festivities here at the half. But before we do that, Corey, any particular thoughts in the first half?
No, just the Bobwhites got to go in and collect their thoughts and come out and try to take it one play at a time and stay in this one.
All right. Our score at the half, CVU 28, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV.
In third place, it's the class of 7-9.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks,
9-8. 7-9.
Corey Parent on hand at the Collins Perley Sports Center here in St. Albans. Corey, your thoughts on that first half?
You know, when you look at the score, you think a one-side game, and it certainly has been to a point, but the Bobwhites have actually played well. You just got to give credit to the CVU team and number 7, Max DeCito, who's just been able to throw the ball at a level that you don't, it's rare at the high school level, especially here in Vermont. You know, he's throwing the ball 20, 30, 40 yards down the field and hitting his receivers in stride, and when he misses well. So, unfortunately, the Bobwhites just running into a hot quarterback on a night, but, certainly have had success moving the ball and have had some stops and, have outplayed. CVU's had a lot more penalties, so we'll see the second half, build on the first half, and, I think it's going to be all about ball control and keeping the football out of Max DeCito's hands.
Taking a look at some out-of-town scores. We've got the end of the third quarter. Rutland leading Middlebury 13-12. Again, that's courtesy on a Hail Mary play right before half. A touchdown for Rutland to give them that 1-point lead. And again, we'll be seeing Rutland next week. Rutland coming into tonight's game undefeated against Middlebury. So we'll have a fun one here for you next Friday. At the half, it's Hartford 28, Brattleboro 6. Also at the half, St. Johnsbury 21 and Essex 14. We'll see Essex in a couple of weeks. So this is a span, Corey, where Bobwhites play 3 games at home before heading on the road to play at Colchester. Well, it's nice to play at home. They didn't get any gimme games, that's for sure.
No, they're in a tough stretch of schedule. I mean, really since the beginning of the season, they've had a tough stretch. Hartford and Middlebury have all, put together good seasons here, this game and the next few. So, I think it speaks to how the competitive balance really of Division I football in Vermont this year.
Well, and, we've been around long enough to see BFA at the Division II level as well.
Right.
They've had a couple of different stints there. And, that's one, not the only, but one of the big differences between Division II and Division I is that Division I, every week's a real game.
Yeah.
Division II, their games you can look at like, all right, we're going to win that game quite handily.
Yeah.
But not the case in Division I, where you got to show up to play each and every week. And, again, tonight's a good example.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And even when you're playing well, you play teams that are also good. And, we're seeing that, I think Urban Meyer said it, in the NFL this year, it's like playing Alabama every week. And similar to, here, being up at Division I, you're playing a quality team every week.
All right, we'll see what BFA head coach Jeff Murray looks to do to start this third quarter. They're slated to kick away. Bobwhites did attempt one onside kick in that first half that they almost came up with.
Yeah, and hopefully they do something here. They just got to get CVU on their heels.
It's going to be a line drive kick. Actually does hit an up man. Ball is loose at the 32-yard line, and CVU just hops onto it, and they'll start the drive there.
Yeah, and CVU is really pressing the envelope, and at the end of the half they're even up this score, so I don't see them letting off the throttle at all. They're going to continue to push the ball down the field and make the Bobwhites earn whatever they get here in the second half.
3 turnovers back in the first half, 2 by the Bobwhite offense, a couple of interceptions, and then defensively, Bobwhites did get a fumble recovery right before halftime. They give themselves not a whole lot of time, but a couple of shots deep downfield at the end zone. 3 receivers set here to the near side to quarterback DeCito, Max DeCito. Motion in the backfield, and it's going to be a pitch here to the near side. Looking to turn the corner is Carroll. Carroll is tied up, tiptoes on the Neal's sideline, and forced out, but he does have about a 6-yard pickup.
Yeah, and the Bobwhites had the opportunity to get him there in the backfield and, try to put CVU on their heels here after the first play, but, good way to keep going north-south for CVU and picking up a good chunk of yardage.
See, being up by 3 scores, if we see a little more of a balanced offense here by CVU here in the second half. 2nd and 3, motion again in the backfield. Handoff to the first man through, very little gain. Tackled there defensively by Caleb Lulick.
Yeah, and we're seeing. I mean, I don't know in the first half. I can't think of CVU running the ball more than once in a row. At a time. Really looking to stretch it. So again, like you said, trying to establish some ball control here and control some clock. And they're up 3 touchdowns. The more they eat for time, the better they are.
3rd and 3 for the Redhawks. Provo splits out wide here to the near side, getting that pistol formation with the wishbone behind the quarterback. Hands off to the 3rd man through, and Bobwhites stand him up short of the first down mark.
Yeah, this will be the second opportunity that CVU's seen 4th down. The other one was a little longer, and they decided to punt. See what they do around midfield.
That was Sumner on the carry, sets up a 4th and about 1. So decision time for head coach Fleming.
It looks like he's sending his punting unit out.
I mean, when you're up by 3 scores, you don't want to turn this ball over on downs at your own 41-yard line and breathe any sort of life back into the game with BFA. Again, homecoming crowd. Not surprised by the punt here. And now we've got a flag. We've got to delay a game potentially here. Illegal substitution against CVU. So Bobwhites will take those free 5 yards. Back the punter up a little bit more. That's Ollie Pudvar.
Yeah, and for CVU, like you said, you don't want to turn the ball over on downs, and you've shown the ability to score, pretty handedly early in this game. So getting the ball back to BFA, isn't as costly to them here.
All right, here we go. There's a punt by Pudvar, line by drying kick, takes a hop, and CVU will down it at the BFA 32-yard line. Ryan Canty downing the ball.
And Jeff Murray just got to explain to his crew here, let's do it one play at a time, let's get a first down, get our 3-4 yards, keep moving the ball. Good things will happen. Create your own luck here. Don't force the issue. Don't dig any deeper than where you are.
Yeah, there are no plays in the playbook where you can pick up 21 points quickly.
No.
So here we go. Bobwhite offense back on the field. They did what they needed to do defensively. 4-and-out series. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Shotgun formation for Montaigne. There's a snap. Hand off to Seneca DeRocher on the 5 side. There goes DeRocher. Makes the man miss. DeRocher bounces outside to the 50. And DeRocher down inside the Red Hawk 47.
Yeah, and that's the best running play from the Bobwhites tonight. Getting to the outside. They've hit the middle a little bit and really been throwing to get to the outside run there. So a good opportunity for the Bobwhites. A good start to the second half. And, get those juices flowing again. Get the crowd back in the game.
DeRocher did step out of bounds, so the clock stopped momentarily at 10 minutes. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers set on the far side of the field. That's DeRocher flanked just to the right of Cole Montaigne, who takes the snap, hands it off to DeRocher on the sweep around, and DeRocher makes a defender miss, and DeRocher dragging along a CVU player close to another BFA first down.
Yeah, again, good couple of runs put together here. It's the opposite. If BFA focused at halftime, CVU probably went feeling good about themselves, watched the fireworks show, and, obviously caught a little on their heels here.
Back-to-back first down runs by Seneca DeRocher. Colby Williams puts out wide to the far side. Montaigne takes the snap, calls his own number, looking to get outside, pulls it down, fires it, has a receiver out of the backfield. That's Dakota Rye. Rye turns the corner, and Rye down to the CVU 20. First down, BFA.
Well, this is good, and this is at first I was wondering on that. Why is Cole Montaigne bubbling out a little bit? But it looks like, designed to get, his receiver some time and get the defense to bite up a little bit and get it over to Dakota Rye for a nice completion there.
Bobwhite's only 7 points in the first half, Corey, but they were able to move the football up and down the field.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, they had 3-4 good drives there and just came up short on a few of them. But, they've had successes against this defense all night.
1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 19 of CVU. Montaigne back up under center. Handoff goes to the second man through. I think that was DeRocher, but nothing to show this go-around. Stood up at the line of scrimmage. Minimal gain. 2nd and 10. Ball back at the 19. Two receivers set here to the near side for BFA. That's Colby Williams split out wide here to the near side. There's a snap. Quarterback keeper here to the near side. Montaigne turns the corner after CVU defender misses. Montaigne with a nice spin move, and he's going to be close to another BFA first down.
Yeah, it looks like the Bobwhites have a first down inside the 10, so 1st and goal. Oh, it looks like just shy. I was watching the ref on the far side. Looks like he was going to give it to him.
They're going to spot the ball right at the 10, and he may be short by the length of a football. That's a guess from far away.
Your view at home might be better than ours.
Yeah, got a couple of cameras here at the Collins Perley here this evening.
It's nice to see the increase in technology since I was calling games with you a couple years ago, Tate.
They extend the sticks here as I actually look at our screen, and it is good for a BFA first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal, Corey, here for the Bobwhites at the 10.
Yeah, no, it's a good opportunity for them. 3 and out for the CVU offense. An offense that's been firing on all cylinders, and a nice little series here for the Bobwhites.
Nose of the football just inside that 10. Williams splits out wide to the far side of the field. Telfer in, wingback here on the near side. Shotgun formation. Going to be a quick screen pass on the far side. Makes the catch, turning it upfield is Dakota Rye, and Rye spins ahead for a couple.
Nice play there. Trying to get the ball out to athletes in space, and that's Bobwhites doing. As you get into the red zone, that space compresses too and makes it easier to cover.
Sets up a 2nd and goal from call it the 6. Cole Montaigne heads back into the huddle after getting the play call from his head coach, Jeff Murray. Williams puts out wide here to the near side. Montaigne back up over center, motion in the backfield, and it's be a handoff to Seneca. DeRocher who spins, and DeRocher is down to about the 1-foot line. So 3rd and goal from call it the 1. Nice job by DeRocher on our instant replay here. You'll see him spin loose between the tackles.
Yeah, and it looks like the Bobwhites ran a trap there from the angle I could see. They had a nice run up the middle, but had the defense split out a little bit there.
So here we go. 3rd and goal. Call it from the 1. Bobwhites take a 2-receiver set, split them out. 3-receiver set, split them out wide here to the near side. Shotgun, high snap. Cole Montaigne looking for something and stood up at the 5. So CVU defensively sniffing that out.
Yeah, and you don't know if that was a design keep or if it just with a snap on that one. If he just couldn't get out to a run, get out to his receivers there.
It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, setting up a 4th and goal. And Corey, no doubt about it, at this point, down by 3 scores, you got to go for the touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. There's about 20 minutes left in the game here. You think you're going to get the ball 4 or 5 times, maybe at max, and you got to convert these opportunities. 5:39
showing on the scoreboard here in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun formation. There's a snap. Back to pass. Montaigne looking in the end zone, fires it, and it is caught for a BFA. Has he got it? They're going to say no. BFA looking for it, but looking to Colby Williams, and Williams thought he had it in the far corner there, and the officials conferring, but now they say incomplete.
Yeah, if it's tough to tell from our angle if that ball hit the ground or not.
Take a look here from the press box. Again, hard to tell.
Of course, we can't send it back to New York, Tate.
No.
If we could, Jeff Murray might have dropped that red flag on this one.
So the ball, again, they're going to say hits the ground and goes up into Williams' chest. So looks like to be the right call from the officials. So tough for the Bobwhite offense. A nice drive, but come away empty-handed.
It'll be interesting to see how this is the deepest CVU's been in their territory all game, and what play calls they play. Do look to move the ball quickly or, just eat up some more of this clock.
5:18 remaining here in the third quarter. If you're just tuning in, CVU 28, BFA 7. All right, Max DeCito heels right on the goal line. His wishbone running backs in the end zone. There's a snap. Handoff straight ahead. And pickup of 3 for CVU.
Again, interesting to see the wishbone out of the shotgun. You usually see the quarterback under center when teams line up. The wishbone, a tried and true offense in youth and high school football, usually leads to a lot of option plays and quarterback keeps, but CVU putting a different twist on it here.
I'm going to date myself, but the team that really ran the option so well in high school football and from back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s was Essex with head coach Bruce Wheeler at the time. Play pass over here to the near side. That's Provost, and Provost drives ahead, and he'll have enough for the Red Hawk first down.
And on top of, DeCito having such a good game, he's got good receivers. Provost's name's been called a few times. We've seen him hit different receivers and be able to move the ball down the field.
Just taking a look at our replay. Again, some nice weaving by Provost.
Yeah, creating opportunities. So much of any sport is getting athletes the ball or the puck in hockey in space, and CVU's doing a good job, and the Bobwhites have done a good job getting their athletes out into space tonight.
All right, here we go, 1st and 10. Max DeCito, shotgun formation. They go back to a more traditional spread offense here. 4 receiver set, motion in the backfield. DeCito back, firing here to the near side. Ball is caught by Provost, and Provost nowhere to run this go-around. Great job defensively sniffing that one out for BFA.
Yeah, and it looks like Michael Telfer there was able to get his hands on it, and keep Provost from being able to use his athleticism and pick up more yardage. And looks like a loss of yardage.
Yeah, called a loss of 2 on the play. Good job there, as you noted, by Telfer. Sets up a 2nd and 12. CVU in no hurry to snap the football here. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side. DeCito taking his time. There's the snap. Back to pass. DeCito looking to step up in the pocket. Finds a little bit of a seam. Stiff arms a BFA defender. DeCito here to the near side, and he smartly steps out. A few Bobwhite defenders who had him lined up.
Yeah, it's interesting to see DeCito there because it's hard from our angle to see his size, but next to Coach Jeff Murray, who's a good-sized person, over 6 feet tall. Max is every bit of Jeff Murray there on the sideline, so a good-sized quarterback for CVU as well.
So DeCito's shown some ability to scramble out of the pocket, has been effective at that this evening, sets up a 1st and 10.
Well, and you really see CVU, it's rare to see 4 wide receiver sets, and they've done 5 a few times here.
Kind of a double wing backfield motion in that backfield. Going to be a counter here to the near side, and James Harrison just overran that play. And nice tackle downfield by number 25, London Underwood. But I'm sure when James goes back and looks at that film, he got bit on the counter, just ran right by it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's what the counter is designed to do. Looks like we got a CVU player down.
Take a look and see if we got any updates on our out-of-town scores. Middlebury with a touchdown late in the 4th quarter with 3:47 remaining have now taken an 18-13 lead on Rutland. I want to remind our viewing audience that the Rutland will be with us here next Friday night at the Collins Perley. The question is, will they come in undefeated or with this one loss to Middlebury?
It could be interesting if both teams coming in next week are off losses. Both will be hungry and set up for a good matchup. Obviously, there's still time for BFA to get back into this one, but 2 minutes and 49 seconds left here in the 3rd.
And I will say this, Rutland has been led by their quarterback all season long as well. They run the spread, so BFA is going to have a similar look next Friday night to what they're seeing here this evening.
Yeah, and in the spread, people, we all know the football field's 100 yards long, but to be able to use the width of this field is so critical, and sounds like a lot with 22 guys on the field, but space and getting athletes space and the ball out in space has always been key. It's amazing to me how the game's evolved even at the high school level. 20 years ago when Jeff Murray was just starting to coach, you had much more of a pound the rock type mentality, and over time even BFA's throwing the ball more than they traditionally have.
DeCito on 1st and 10, hands off to the third man through, and he's leveled in the backfield, and James Harrison comes back and said, all right, I'll clean things up this time.
Yeah, no, James Harrison has a nose for the football, has since his days at the Steelers. Seeing that evident here tonight, just flying around, seeing 55 seems to be in on every play here on defense.
Sets up a 2nd and 12, under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Bobwhites have done what they needed to do defensively, but again, if you're just tuning in, march the ball down the field here in their only possession in the third quarter and turn it over on downs at the CVU 5-yard line.
Well, and CVU creates mismatches. I mean, a lot of times you're only seeing 4 defensive backs. BFA's got a few more out, but they're getting a mismatch with a receiver on either an outside linebacker or an inside linebacker, and that seems to be where DeCito's really picking them apart.
And DeCito picking apart, doing it once again with his legs, and he has just enough for the first down. That was an empty set backfield, but they get 10 yards on the run nonetheless.
Well, that's what you get when you spread the defense. The linebackers got, they want to put pressure on them, but they also got to spy and stay home. The receivers, it's just so much to cover, and if this is the first time the Bobwhites are really seeing an offense like this, you can watch it on film all you want, but until you experience it, you don't know.
So 1st and 10 for CVU. Minute to go here in the third quarter. Again, the Redhawks more than happy to chew up the clock. Four receiver set, motion in the backfield. It's going to be a pitch here to the near side. That's Sumner. Sumner looking to turn the corner. Does. And Sumner going to have another CVU first down. Sumner turned that corner, hit it hard, Corey, and picked up 11.
Yeah, no, and CVU's getting all the yardage they need off on the ground right now. So, no real point to go back to the air. They can threaten it, but they're picking up 6, 7, 10 yards a carry here, and continue to have BFA on their heels.
1st and 10. Down to 30 seconds remaining. We'll see if... Looks like CVU will probably have one more play remaining here in the quarter. Jack Sumner splits out wide to the far side of the field. Provost splits out wide here to the near side. Hands off to the third back through. Looking to weave his way forward is Miller. And Miller picks up a couple, and that will do it here in the third quarter. Our score, CVU 28, BFA 7. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. In St. Albans, Tate Brooks, Corey Parent on hand, homecoming here. Corey, your thoughts on the third quarter of play?
Yeah, just a completely different pace of game. In the first half we saw, some deep throws from CVU and quick touchdowns and BFA marching, but we've only seen the ball go from CVU, BFA, and CVU only had the ball for the second time this half. They're sustaining a nice drive here, but BFA only with one drive so far this half. So a slower pace, but moving the ball pretty effectively on the ground. CVU is right now.
2nd and 9. Four receivers set here for quarterback Max DeCito. DeCito takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking downfield on that far side. Has a receiver picking up the first down is Alex Provost, and Provost down to about the BFA 14.
Again, DeCito doing a good job there. Talking to the ref, though, about something. Nothing the ref's going to call, but might have something he's saying, hey, watch out for this.
A good job by Provost on that far side. Really had a good sense as to where the sideline was. Settled right down right when he found that zone. Knew where the sticks were. Watched the ball right into his chest. I mean, this CVU offense has been playing just great here this evening.
Well, yeah, and we talk about DeCito, but, you can throw the ball all you want, but if you don't have the receivers who can make plays, and, what we saw early in the game was DeCito out throwing the defense, just getting receivers behind him. But now we're starting to see the athleticism of those receivers, and really impressed here up in the box, Tate.
LaChapelle splits out wide here to the near side. Here's that wishbone backfield out of the pistol, and a busted play by DeCito, and DeCito tries to make something out of nothing, and he lands on his back.
You know, and that's really the only, besides that late fumble in the first half, the only mistake we've seen out of CVU tonight. A couple penalties, but, have had a really clean run here.
It's going to set up a 2nd and 11 after that busted play by DeCito. Again, CVU happy to keep the ball on the ground here in this fourth quarter, chew up the clock. Time on their side as we got about 10:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Redhawks will roll 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 receivers to the top side of your screen. BFA showing blitz. Here's a snap. DeCito scrambling, looking to step up the pocket. DeCito makes a defender miss, and DeCito fires into the end zone, and it is caught for a CVU touchdown.
Watching that play, just the way he worked in the pocket, a lot of quarterbacks at this age, they look to escape and run, but he works in, steps back into the pocket like you'd almost see a pro quarterback do and deliver a perfect throw to the end zone. It's, the BFA defense has played well tonight, but this DeCito kid is on a whole different level.
You could just see the poise. DeCito scrambling, knew right where the line of scrimmage was, and, he took a step probably about a foot near that line of scrimmage and just got it off before going across and found his receiver in the end zone. So.
Yeah, that's the kind of throw that gets college scouts watching. You're stepping back into the pocket, and that's good presence at that age and maturity.
Sometimes you just need to tip your cap to the other team and say, hey.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, when defensive coordinator Rusty Brandon goes back and looks at the film. Again, there are just going to be some things that you're just not going to defend.
Yeah, no, and that's stuff that, the pros and some college quarterbacks struggle with. They feel a little pressure and they get out of that pocket, and, that poise to step right into that pressure and, again, right on a rope.
The kick was good, so that extends the CVU score to 35, BFA 7. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV.
Toto, what are you doing, moving in? No, moving out. How you doing that?
All right, welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Corey Parent here on hand at the Collins Perley Sports Center. CVU Redhawks extend their lead with 10:16 remaining. Corey, I guess at this point, don't ignore the scoreboard and just focus on the field.
Yeah, take the positives. I think try some new things. If you're Jeff Murray and you're thinking about anything that you guys have covered for Rutland, try to test him out here.
There goes Seneca DeRocher on the kick return, and DeRocher out to the BFA 36-yard line.
Yeah, no, great run, and Seneca's had a hell of a game.
Seneca DeRocher on the kick return. So Bobwhite offense will take the field. Quarterback Cole Montang jogging in from the sideline. Thomas DeMar splits out wide here to the near side on 1st and 10. Montang, shotgun formation. Seneca DeRocher flanked just to his left. There's the snap, back to pass, firing it here to the near side. Nice reception by Daniel Rafferty, who looked the ball right into his chest. Pick up of a couple on the play.
And I like the play call by BFA there. Again, you're looking at this point, pick up some confidence, continue to move the ball, look for the positives you can take out of this game and, take with you to Rutland next week.
Well, here, against Rutland.
Yeah.
Sets up a 2nd and 8, nose of the football right at the BFA 40-yard line. Colby Williams splits out wide to the far side. There's a snap, low snap, but picked up, handed off to DeRocher, and DeRocher drives ahead carrying a CVU defender along. Going to set up a 3rd and 5 after the, call it a 3rd and 4 after the 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, I've been impressed too how, Seneca DeRocher's moved the ball. He gets those yards after catch, but yards after first contact, he keeps those legs moving and has carried a CVU defender or two with him all game long.
Down to 9 minutes remaining here in the game.
It's impressive too. Is Seneca DeRocher is a sophomore. You got a James Harrison who's a junior. A young BFA team here who's had really good success early in the season.
Very young BFA team. Back to passes, and we'll come back to that. And Paul is caught, and turning up here is DeMar, and Thomas DeMar has enough for the BFA first down. Yeah, I mean, there's just counting them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sophomores. Many of them having regular playing time here for BFA. And I mean, talking to Jeff Murray a couple of games ago, this is a record amount of sophomores he has on a varsity squad.
Yeah, usually you see maybe one, maybe two. But, and contributors. I mean, you look at a Seneca DeRocher as a sophomore. I mean, he's been their leading rusher, tonight. And these are all experiences they'll take and build off of into the future.
1st and 10. Counter handoff here to the near side to Dakota Rye, who stiffs arm a defender, and Rye picks up a couple, maybe 3 on the carry.
When you look, too, on the defensive side of the ball, the way James Harrison's been all over, nose to the ball and all over every play, another year maturity and growth, he'll come back for a great senior season.
Sets up a 2nd and 8. Landon Underwood checks into the game. Speaking of sophomores, he is one of those. Avery Smith lines up wingback position here to the near side. He's in motion. There's a snap. Quick pitch to Smith and turns the corner. Still driving ahead, and Avery Smith spins. And Avery Smith is going to be close to a BFA first down.
A nice run there. We've seen this a lot out of the BFA runners tonight. Seneca DeRocher and Avery there. Getting that first contact, but, continuing to move the ball down the field, and that's so critical to this offense because the way wing T runs is it's not a clean offense that gets you a lot of space, but you got to be able to move the ball up the middle and take it to the defense, and they certainly are here.
So here we go, 3rd and 3, ball spotted at the CVU 38-yard line. Bobwhites break the huddle. Williams puts out wide to the far side. Avery Smith wingback here to the near side. Shotgun formation for Monting. Takes a low snap, calls his own number, turns it upfield, lowers his shoulder, drives ahead, and it looks like he'll have probably just enough for the first down. Needed 3. Looks like he picked up 3 or 2.5. They may have to bring the sticks in here, Corey, for a measurement.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be close from our angle here, Tate. Right on the line. The stick looks like to be on the line. They're going to get it. It's just going to be by a nose.
While they bring in the chain crew, we'll take a look at our out-of-town scores as they extend the sticks, and it is Corey going to be good by a nose. Got a final score from Rutland, and it was Rutland 21 and Middlebury 18. So Rutland comes from behind not once but twice for the victory, and the Bobwhites will be seeing undefeated Rutland here next Friday night.
Yeah, they'll have their work cut out for them, and like you said, similar, Rutland runs a spread offense, so CVU, a good look for what BFA will be facing next week.
No, absolutely. Give the team certainly a lot to work on this coming week. 1st and 10. Montague under center, scrambling, now fires here to the near side. High, looking for Avery Smith here to the near side.
Didn't really have much there, so if you're going to miss high out of bounds.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Clock does stop with the incompletion. 6:43 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Again, if you're just tuning in, BFA to host Rutland next Friday night. Game time 7 o'clock. Hope you can be here at the Collins Perley. If not, Northwest Access TV once again will be showing you the game that live. Snap, quarterback keeper on that far side, looking to throw it downfield, Cole Montang, and it's going to be a jump ball, tipped and incomplete, pass intended for Colby Williams.
Colby almost looks like he helped break up that it looked like White almost came down with it, but, good break up there by the BFA offense.
Justin Brown also downfield for the Bobwhites. It's going to set up a 3rd and 10 at the Redhawks 35.
You know, BFA's really got to push the issue here, because if you're going to, put points on the board, you got, you basically got to score now and try to get the ball back quickly and see if you can make a game of it.
3 receiver set, trips formation, top side of the screen. Back to pass, pressure, and it's going to be a little screen pass over the flats to Seneca DeRocher, who loses his footing. Was trying to cut it back across the grain, Corey, but the cleats and the grass and the turf did not cooperate.
No, it's a good field here at BFA, but, sometimes late as the fall carries on, they lose their grip on it. BFA's really got to go 4th down here, really got to go for it. No point of punting. The game is where it is, and try to see what you can make happen.
6:03 remaining in the 4th quarter. Montaigne jogs back in from the sideline after getting the play call from Jeff Murray. Bobwhites will look to spread the field here, splitting out wide to the near side is Williams. Going to have to pick up the pace. Calling his number is Montaigne, looking to pick up a block, and he does. Will it be enough? He stays on his feet, and Montaigne out to the 21-yard line, and good enough for a BFA 1st down.
And that's why you got to go for the 4th down here. You got nothing to lose on those plays, and a nice play there with a lot of room for an athlete like Cole Montaigne to try to make something happen.
See Montaigne directing traffic downfield and did pick up a key block. I think that was Williams who sprung him free on the near sideline. Speaking of which, Williams now splits out wide on the far side of the field. And Dakota Rye now slot man on that far side. There's a snap and handoff to Seneca DeRocher. DeRocher following his blocks, forced out of bounds. Nice block downfield by William Broach. It's going to be about a 3-yard. Well, they'll keep. They'll credit him, call it 7 on the carry, setting up a 2nd and 3. Clock stops as he stepped out of bounds with 5:12 remaining. All right, 2 receiver set. Williams and Rye on that far side. There's the snap to Montaigne. Looking, fires over on the far side, jumps up, and Williams, intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, you got to give BFA credit here, too, being down 4 touchdowns late in the game. They're still moving the ball and have a lot of heart here, trying to put some more points on the board for this homecoming crowd.
Sets up a 3rd and 3 at the 16 of CVU. Probably going to be seeing some other final games here as we look out of town. Got a tied game between Essex and St. Johnsbury. 28-28, 6 seconds remaining in that game. There's Montaigne on the far side on 3rd and short. Now he reverses course, still on his feet, and Montaigne's going to be down for a loss. So a 37-yard touchdown run ties it between Essex and St. Johnsbury. The 2-point conversion failed, so the score is 28-28. Bobwhites will see Essex in a couple of weeks. They're not slated to play St. Johnsbury, at least in the regular season this year. But the Hornets will be making their way up Interstate 89 here to St. Albans in a couple of weeks.
Always a big matchup. BFA, Essex, rivalry between sports, whether it's girls softball or boys hockey, girls hockey.
Got a timeout on the field, and those are the games you always remember.
Sure do.
Whether it's in hockey or baseball, softball or football.
Yep. Now, we were just talking at halftime. My junior year, we were at Division II, playing a Division I Essex, and beat them at their homecoming, and that was pretty sweet for us.
I believe Josh Corrigan was quarterback for that squad.
Yeah, we had Josh and Derek Hungerford on that team, Cody Root, Nick Manning, Matt Teakin, good crew.
Team went on to make the playoffs, but fell just short at South Burlington in the Division II semifinals, if I recall.
Yeah, just within 5 yards of getting through that one.
The state title has been elusive to BFA, whether it be Division I or Division II for
Well, speaking
for some time. I think, 1954, 55, and 56, somewhere in that time frame. And by the way, there was no official state title then.
No, and you think of that class of 90 team with Jeff Murray as quarterback, had a good time.
Monting fires up, and it's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Making way out is Collins Zuck, and Zuck makes it to the 15, and the Bobwhites will have their third turnover of the evening.
Yeah, that class of 90 team made it to the state championship, didn't they?
No, I mean, Jeff Murray's senior year, they beat Rice. They beat Rice in the last game of the season. So let me dial it back a little bit further. So in Division II and Division I, it was split up between the North and the South. And the top two teams made it in from the North, and the top two teams made it in the South. BFA beat Rice in the last regular season game to become the number one seed in the North, and they hosted Rice the very next week at home. Bobwhites lost that game in overtime here at the Collins Perley on one of the most weird plays probably ever to go down in Vermont high school football. Come back to this. We'll keep it back on the field here. Handoff straight ahead, but the Bobwhites had an opportunity to win that game in overtime. They had an exchange student who was their field goal kicker all season long, did not miss a field goal or a PAT the entire season, and missed a relatively chip shot in overtime that would have sealed the win for BFA. Rice gets the ball back, and on 4th and 10 at the 10-yard line, the quarterback, while going down to be sacked, throws the ball in the end zone, gets batted up in the air in the end zone. A receiver for Rice had slipped and fallen down. He was on his back. The ball gets tipped, and it falls right into his hands on his back. That's how BFA lost. And quite frankly, Rice went on to win the Division II title the next week.
Wow, no, tough break. But that class is here for their reunion tonight as well.
Well, handoff straight ahead, and making his way forward is Jack Sumner, who's had a big day, both receiving and running the football for CVU. It's good for a first down, 3:14 remaining. Yeah, that's a game, it's funny, Corey. I've never asked Jeff Murray about that game. And he's probably happy I haven't asked him about it.
I'm sure he remembers it as well as you just recalled it.
Yeah.
My point was not to relive that pain, but just to talk about the class of 1990 being here, celebrating their 30-year high school reunion. I have to joke because I was born in 1990, so I won't remember that game.
Motion in the backfield by Sumner. Back to pass, flag flies, and thrown here to the near side, incomplete by DeCito, but we're going to have a holding call against the CVU offensive line, down to 2:42 remaining.
Yeah, and BFA timed that one well on that blitz there, got in right at the snap and put some pressure on DeCito right there.
But yeah, for there have been a number of really excellent BFA football teams, both at Division II and Division I over the last 30 years, and just for one reason or another, the state title has eluded the squad, and some really unfortunate, painful losses to recall along the way.
Well, and you recall the athletes you had through the years, Jeff Murray's, Marty Papelos, the Dustin Degrees, the Cody Roots and the Nick Mannings, the list goes on, and just not being able, to win one has been something that's eluded every class to come through here, like you said, over the last half a century.
Sets up a 1st and 20 after that holding call. 2:22 remaining. CVU well on their way to improving to 5-1. Pass is complete over on the far side to Provost, and Provost still on his feet and down to the 25. So another big conversion between DeCito and Provost. And DeCito's got to be probably over 300 yards at this point.
Yeah, no, he's put up some yardage. I mean, when I was calling these games with you a few years ago, I might have kept stats because he had 2 or 3 completions. It seemed like a game. Didn't keep track of all of them tonight, but he's definitely putting some yardage up.
2 minutes to go here in the game. If you're just tuning in, all CVU offensively. The Bobwhite defense has had no solutions for quarterback Max DeCito. But to be fair, defenses throughout the state haven't had an answer yet.
No.
This season either. CVU's lone loss coming in their opening week. Handoff straight ahead to Sumner, and he gets a couple on the play, sets up second and call it 9.
Yeah, and look for CVU's probably just going to look to run the clock out here with a minute 40. They may try to score, but they're gonna. I don't think they're going to let the Bobwhites get the ball back here with any time or if at all tonight.
Called a loss of 2 on the play, sets up a second and 12. Do again want to remind our Northwest Access TV viewing audience to tune in next week once again as the Bobwhites play host to the undefeated Rutland Ravens. Rutland coming away with a 2-point victory over Middlebury this evening to remain undefeated. Bobwhites look to host them here next Friday night. Game time 7 o'clock. If you can be here, great. If not, again, Northwest Access TV will deliver it to you in your comforts of home.
Yeah, and, CVU just ran the ball up the middle here with 50 seconds left in the game. Tate just looks like they're going to run this thing down to 0 and head home with a 35-7 victory.
Crowd starting to thin out a bit here. Again, it was a standing room only crowd here, homecoming at BFA.
Good fireworks show at halftime.
As always.
Yeah. Well, it's a fairly new tradition. I don't think we did fireworks when I was here.
I think they've been doing it for, not to make you feel old, Corey, but like the last 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, I still feel like that kid, and then realize I'm 31 and second kid on the way.
Don't rub it in. There's the snap, and DeCito takes a knee with 10 seconds. That is going to do it. Corey, any final thoughts on tonight's game?
BFA played well. The score may not show it, but ultimately Max DeCito showed why he's one of the top quarterbacks, if not the top quarterback in the state. And while it may hurt, it was fun to see some of that kind of talent play.
All right, well, thank you, Corey, for joining us for this evening's game. I'm Tate Brooks. Again, our final score here was CVU 35, BFA 7. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Have a great night.